G'day ladies and gents, I'm Jax, this is J&D Creations, and today we're going to do something really silly because it's Halloween. We don't really celebrate that here. That is way too small for my head. So, this wasn't exactly what we were aiming for here. My goal was to have streaks of red all through this that looked a bit like blood droplets. But as you can see, that pigment that I inserted has just blended perfectly with the resin in there. And now the entire casting is red. Let's hope this can be saved. Now, if I was to put this on the lathe right now, there's a very high possibility that I would cut through these wires that are all sitting around the edge of this resin. You can see there just how close to the edge they really run. So, in order to combat this issue and allow me to turn this into some sort of shape, I'm gonna recast it in a container that's a bit wider to allow a buffer zone of resin around those cables. Now that you know, so let's do it. So, I don't know if this is like a Halloween project, so it's haunted or it's cursed, but we had a good run of projects lately that have been panning out and going to plan. I think we've reverted back now to projects not really going to plan in true J&D fashion. This casting worked, apart from a bloody big bubble that's left stuck at the top, but I'm just not really sure where to take this from here. I've literally got no idea where to go from here. I have not even started that thing since this video. So we've had a lot of projects recently that have gone off without a hitch, and I think this one sort of makes up for that. Not much went to plan with this, and that's a bit of a bummer, but at the end of the day, it still works. You can see the orange tinges of light coming through there. Those are the pumpkins, and the bright white ones are the skulls. Not that you can really make that out with the dark resin. By the way, I've looked into why that happened, and I didn't leave the resin long enough to get a bit thicker to hold the pigment in place where I put it. And the reason it worked with other resins that I've tried it with is because those other resins weren't deep pore resins, so they cure a lot quicker than the stuff that I used in this. Which, by the way, was Health of Mind Art Rivercast. Not sure if I already said that earlier in the video or not. Now, I don't even know what species of timber this is. It's a chunk from my dad's backyard that I've had sitting in this workshop since day one. I left all the bark on and I left it unfinished just to give it that raw sort of rustic look, I guess. Not because I lost passion for this project at all. That's not the reason. So the batteries are accessible for change through the bottom as well as the switch to turn it on and off. And yeah, that's sort of the end of it. It still works as intended, so I'm not really sure that this goes in a fail basket, but it certainly doesn't look how I envisioned it when I started this. But that's alright, I've learned a valuable lesson about deep cast resin, and I'll know how to do better next time. Now, I didn't sand this piece when it came out of the mold, and that's because it already had quite a smooth, shiny surface on it, and I didn't intend on putting it on the lathe or changing its shape. So what I did was take it straight to the buffing wheel on the lathe, and you saw me apply this compound. Cue the J&D exclusive. This and this is a high-speed polishing compound from Custom Creations. As you can see, they're in Ziploc bags, which sort of gives away the fact that they're prototypes. So I've been hanging to try these compounds out, and Custom Creations sent them over a couple of weeks ago, so I did the only logical thing and jumped on Amazon and bought that buffing wheel that you saw me using just so I could try it. This stuff works in pretty much the same way as Custom Grit Step 1 and 2, but when you use Custom Grit, you keep the RPMs low on the lathe to under 600. With this one, you crank the RPMs right up, and you can use it on a standard grinder buffing wheel as well if you don't have a lathe, which is something you really can't do with Custom Grit. So the Step 1 bar goes up to 50,000 grit, and the Step 2 bar goes up to 100,000 grit. Both of these are food safe and allow you the flexibility to polish at high speed and complement that beautiful finish you get on the lathe with Custom Grit. Or use it completely separately to Custom Grit and obtain an awesome food safe finish. This information is a J&D exclusive, so this is the first time you are hearing about this stuff, unless you watch my live streams, because we did talk about Custom Creations bringing out some new products on my live streams. So if you're not subscribed and you haven't got the little notification bell rung, make sure you do that right now so you can catch my next live stream, because J&D exclusives are worth checking out. Now, the package that arrived from Custom Creations also contained this kryptonite-looking potion right here. But if you want to know what this is, you're going to have to wait for my next video. I don't think I'll be ingesting this one though. And if you don't catch my live streams, you probably won't know what I mean by that. But I have eaten custom grit just to prove it's food safe. So legends, thanks for checking out this build. If you want to support what I'm doing here, you can head on over to my Patreon page, which is linked down below. You can also buy some merch or check out the products I've got for sale on my website. There's also some links down below for custom creations and health of mind art, so check those out if you need some awesome products. If you guys like this project, make sure you check out this playlist right here of me testing out the health of mind art resin, and YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video right here, based on its knowledge of you, which is kind of a scary thought if you do like that video. Stay safe, look after yourself guys, and I will see you on the next one.